here are my do's and don'ts about what you should do and not do when you are experiencing some sort of pain as a result of your training. Number 1, do not ignore it. Pain is Mother Nature's way of telling us we're screwing something up. Something is wrong and it needs to be addressed. And if we ignore it, and this includes doing things like, well, it hurts in the morning, but once I warm up and I pop a few Advil, maybe a couple shots of whiskey, then I'm good to go. The problem is still there. Chronic persistent pain means chronic persistent problems, and it's only going to get worse the more you work around these sorts of things with things like drugs, masking agents, ointments, and that sort of thing. Figure out what the cause is by go get some hands-on assessment of what's going on. You want someone who can get literally hands-on, physical therapists, athletic trainers, chiropractors, someone who can physically be with you, feel your body move, and know what's going on to assess accurately, or at least much more accurately, what's really going on so you can nail it and fix it as quickly as possible. Number 2, don't blame the exercise. The thing is, the exercise is never really the blame. Instead, it's exposing something that's wrong. And when you say, okay, I can't do dips, they're bad for my shoulder, I'm gonna do this other exercise, you're taking the problem you're having with that exercise and carrying it over to the other ones. And while temporarily you may be okay with that exercise, sooner or later those issues are still going to crop up and they may even be worse. Now, I've had shoulder pain from dips, I've had knee pain from squats, I've had all sorts of injuries from various exercises, and I still do those exact same exercises without any pain because I figured out, partially through getting that hands-on assessment, what I was doing wrong, and then I used the exact same moves that were causing me problems to fix the problems by using them in a regressed way and learning what muscles I wasn't engaging, where my technique was off, and so on. Number 3, don't take complete time off. This happens a lot, I see in the gym, where people hurt their wrist, they hurt their ankle, and they're like, okay, no more working out. Everything, stop right there. Instead, work around these issues. Your right arm hurts, work your left arm. Your upper body hurts, work your lower body. It keeps your mental edge sharp. Number 4, don't try to self-assess and figure it out for yourself. Now, this one, of course, you can kind of do it a little bit, but I always tell people, 2 weeks. If you can't fix it or make it substantially better within 2 weeks, get it checked out by a doctor or therapist or athletic trainer, someone who knows what they're talking about. Because if it was going to heal on its own, and if you were going to do it on your own, you would have been able to make a lot of headway in 2 weeks' time. Get a diagnosis by a trained professional, because otherwise you're just running around. Myself, I used to have terrible hip pain, and I dealt with it for 2 years because I'm like, I can figure this out. I'm stretching this, I'm working that, I'm foam rolling, I'm doing all these sorts of things, right? 2 years, this thing chronically held me back. I met with a chiropractor finally, and it was all gone in 2 weeks. I had 2 years of poor performance, muscle growth, and misery for no good reason other than my stubborn ego and figuring I can figure this out for myself. And then finally, don't rush back into your normal training. When our bodies are in pain, it takes a certain amount of damage to elicit a pain response. When they start to heal, they'll heal to the point where we no longer have pain, but that doesn't mean we're 100% healed. It just means we're healed enough that we don't have any more damage that elicits a pain response. So then if we rush back into our full-on weights or hardest training that we had before, we'd run the risk of re-injuring ourselves. Ease yourself back into it. If you hurt yourself and you were doing one-arm push-ups, ease back in with incline push-ups or doing push-ups on your knees for your first workout. Then the next workout, you can ramp things up, but ease yourself into it to avoid the risk of re-injuring yourself and starting the whole process all over again. So there you go, my do's and don'ts of what to do when you are injured. Let me know if you have any other takeaways that you'd like to share with the group down below. Questions as well. Be fit, live free.